Movies should be an escape from reality, but for many of you, the experience can quickly turn into a frustrating ordeal. Welcome to nerdsection.com. Number 20. You've probably been there. Your friend insists on picking the movie, and it ends up being a total disaster. Whether it's a cheesy rom-com, a slow-moving drama, or an obscure indie film that leaves you confused, bad movie choices are one of the most frustrating experiences for any moviegoer. You sit there, bored or cringing, while they seem completely oblivious to how bad the selection is. What's worse is you're stuck, out of politeness, suffering through 2 hours of something you wouldn't have watched if it were free on streaming. Number 19. Picture this. You're settling in for a movie, excited for the experience, and then you catch a whiff of something strange. You look over, and sure enough, someone has kicked off their shoes, making the theater feel more like their living room. It's a common annoyance that instantly disrupts the immersive experience. Whether it's the unpleasant odor or just the sheer awkwardness, people taking their shoes off in a public theater can be incredibly distracting. Moviegoers go to escape reality for a couple of hours, not to share in someone's personal comfort zone. It's a pet peeve everyone has encountered, and it never fails to drive audiences crazy. Number 18. Long ads and unnecessary previews are a common frustration for moviegoers. You've paid for the main event, but instead you're stuck watching what feels like an endless stream of trailers and irrelevant ads. While a couple of previews can build excitement, anything beyond that quickly becomes a patience test. It's especially frustrating when you've arrived early to get a good seat, only to sit through 20 minutes of content you didn't ask for. This delay can make you restless before the movie even begins, pulling you out of the mood before the feature presentation starts. Number 17. Leaving before the post-credit scenes can be a real frustration for moviegoers, especially in the age of superhero films where extra scenes tease future storylines. You know the feeling. You're excited to see a hidden gem after the credits, but half the theater decides to stand up and block your view as they rush out. It's not just distracting, it kills the vibe for those waiting patiently for that last surprise. The worst part? Many of these early exits are probably missing out on something great without even realizing it. Number 16. Unclean theaters and sticky floors are a major turnoff for moviegoers. There's nothing worse than stepping into a cinema and instantly feeling the grime underfoot or seeing spilled soda and leftover popcorn scattered across the floor. Not only does this create an uninviting atmosphere, but it can also be a serious distraction during the film. Imagine trying to immerse yourself in an epic scene while the crunch of stale snacks or the sight of sticky seats pulls you right back to reality. Cleanliness in theaters is essential for enhancing the overall viewing experience, and when it falls short, it can leave moviegoers feeling frustrated and eager to leave. Number 15. Temperature issues can be one of the most annoying aspects of the movie-going experience. You've settled into your seat, ready to dive into the latest blockbuster, only to find the theater either freezing cold or stifling hot. An overly chilly environment makes you wish you brought a jacket, while excessive heat can make you feel sluggish and distracted. The inconsistency can leave you uncomfortable, constantly adjusting your clothes or shifting in your seat. Ideally, theaters should maintain a comfortable temperature for everyone, but this often falls short, turning what should be an enjoyable escape into a frustrating ordeal. Number 14. Rude staff can really ruin the movie-going experience. Whether it's a dismissive attitude at the ticket counter or a lack of helpfulness when you're trying to resolve an issue, their behavior can leave you feeling frustrated. Moviegoers expect to be treated with respect, but when staff members are inattentive or unkind, it can take away from the excitement of the evening. After all, you're spending your hard-earned money, and a little courtesy goes a long way. A friendly smile or a willingness to assist can make all the difference, transforming a simple outing into a memorable experience. Number 13. Obstructed views can turn a highly anticipated movie experience into a frustrating ordeal. There's nothing worse than settling into your seat, ready to immerse yourself in a cinematic world, only to find that a poorly placed pillar, a tall person sitting right in front of you, or even a malfunctioning seat obstructs your line of sight. This not only distracts from the story, but can also lead to missed plot points and key visuals, leaving you feeling disconnected from the film. When you've paid good money for a ticket, you expect to see every frame without obstruction, making it a major annoyance when theater layouts are poorly designed or when considerate seating choices aren't made. Number 12. Late arrivals can be a real mood killer at the movies. You settle into your seat, excited for the film to start, only for someone to come barging in right after the credits roll. They're fumbling around, searching for their seat, and apologizing loudly disrupts the atmosphere and pulls everyone out of the experience. It's frustrating when you've made an effort to arrive on time, only to have your immersion shattered by someone else's tardiness. The simple act of arriving a few minutes early can go a long way in ensuring everyone enjoys the movie together. Number 11. Bad 3D glasses can ruin the immersive experience of a movie, leaving you frustrated instead of entertained. You might find yourself adjusting the uncomfortable fit or struggling to see the screen clearly due to scratches or smudges. It's even worse when the glasses don't align properly with the 3D effects, causing double vision or distorted images. Instead of being captivated by the film's stunning visuals, you're distracted, wishing for a better pair or even the good old-fashioned 2D version. This common annoyance can turn an exciting cinematic adventure into a disappointing ordeal. Number 10. Poor air quality can quickly turn a fun movie outing into an uncomfortable experience. There's nothing worse than settling into your seat, only to be greeted by stale, musty air that makes you feel claustrophobic. Often poorly ventilated theaters can accumulate odors from snacks, drinks, and the sweat of fellow moviegoers. Not only is it distracting, but it can also ruin your focus on the film. When you're struggling to breathe comfortably, it pulls you out of the immersive world the movie is trying to create, leaving you more aware of your surroundings than the story unfolding on the screen. Remember, clean air is essential for an enjoyable cinema experience. Number 9. Armrest hogging is one of those little annoyances that can turn a great movie experience into a frustrating one. You settle into your seat, ready to immerse yourself in the film, but then the person next to you decides the entire armrest is theirs to command. This battle for territory can be both awkward and distracting. It's not just about comfort, it's about the unwritten rules of movie etiquette. Everyone deserves a fair share of that precious armrest space, so when one person monopolizes it, it can feel like a breach of cinema camaraderie. The next time you find yourself in this situation, remember to communicate, or at least shift slightly to reclaim your territory without making it too awkward. Number 8. Seat kickers can turn an enjoyable movie into a frustrating experience. There's nothing quite like settling into your seat, ready for the show, only to have the person behind you incessantly jabbing their feet against your chair. This mindless action not only distracts from the film, but can also ruin your concentration and make it hard to immerse yourself in the story. It's particularly aggravating when you're trying to savor a pivotal scene, and the rhythm of those kicks is a constant reminder that someone behind you isn't respecting your space. Whether it's kids who can't sit still or adults who just don't realize how disruptive they are, seat kickers are a movie theater menace that everyone can relate to. Number 7. Inappropriate laughter and overly loud reactions can quickly ruin the mood in a theater. You've likely experienced that moment when the film is reaching an emotional peak, and someone bursts into laughter at the most serious scene, throwing everyone off balance. It's distracting and can even make you question if you're watching the same movie as the person next to you. These loud outbursts not only take you out of the experience, but can also annoy fellow moviegoers who are trying to immerse themselves in the story. The collective experience of a film hinges on shared reactions, and when one person disrupts that harmony, it can leave you feeling frustrated and disconnected. Number 6. Misbehaving teenagers and children in adult movies can be incredibly frustrating. It's disruptive when parents bring kids to films clearly unsuitable for them, leading to giggles, whispers, and loud commentary during tense scenes. This pulls you out of the story and detracts from the experience for those trying to immerse themselves in the film. Ultimately, everyone deserves a viewing atmosphere that respects the movie's tone, and disruptive behavior can quickly spoil that mood. Number 5. Technical issues can be a major buzzkill for any moviegoer. Imagine settling into your seat, popcorn in hand, only for the screen to flicker, the sound to cut out, or the projector to malfunction. These disruptions not only pull you out of the experience, but can also leave you feeling frustrated and disappointed. Whether it's a glitchy film reel, a frozen frame, or unexpected volume changes, technical problems can turn an eagerly anticipated movie into a frustrating ordeal. You want to enjoy the story, but instead, you're focused on the struggle to get the show back on track. Number 4. Loud snackers can be one of the most distracting annoyances in a movie theater. You're fully immersed in a gripping scene, and suddenly the crinkling of chip bags, the crunching of popcorn, and the slurping of drinks break your concentration. The sounds can be so jarring that they pull you right out of the film's atmosphere. It's frustrating when people seem to forget they're in a shared space, treating the theater like their living room, Next time you're at the movies, remember to keep the noise down so everyone can enjoy the experience without the distraction of your snack. Number 3, constant phone use and bright screens can be incredibly distracting in a movie theater. The lights dim, the anticipation builds, and suddenly, the glow of a smartphone pierces the darkness. Whether it's someone checking their messages or scrolling through social media, that bright screen pulls focus away from the film. It's not just the light, it's the buzzing notifications and the tapping sounds that disrupt the immersive experience. It's frustrating when fellow moviegoers prioritize their phones over the shared enjoyment of a film. Respecting the cinema means keeping those devices tucked away, allowing everyone to fully engage with the story unfolding on the big screen. Number 2, spoilers can ruin the excitement of a movie experience faster than almost anything else. Whether it's an accidental slip by a friend, another moviegoer, or a social media post that reveals a major plot twist, knowing key details in advance can diminish the thrill of anticipation. Moviegoers invest time and emotion into a film, and spoilers can strip away that tension and surprise. Imagine eagerly waiting to see a shocking ending or a character's fate, only to have it spoiled by a careless comment. The impact is undeniable. Spoilers can lead to disappointment and frustration, reminding everyone that some moments are best experienced fresh and unspoiled. Number 1, loud talking in theaters can be one of the most infuriating experiences for moviegoers. It completely disrupts the immersion of the film and can make it impossible to hear crucial dialogue or enjoy the emotional moments. Whether it's an enthusiastic commentary on the plot, a constant stream of questions, or simply sharing opinions about the movie, some patrons seem oblivious to the unwritten rule of keeping conversations to a whisper. This behavior not only frustrates fellow viewers, but also diminishes the overall experience. Everyone wants to enjoy the film without distractions, so if you find yourself wanting to chat, save it for after the credits roll. If you've ever found yourself nodding in agreement with these movie-going frustrations, you're definitely not alone. But fear not, there's plenty of cinematic magic on the horizon. Check out our all-new playlist on the upcoming movies and series to discover what to look forward to.